Welcome back to another episode of Tobacco Road Hooper. This week, I'm looking at the Miami Hurricanes. Miami came into last year projected 5th in the ACC. They loaded up on NIL, and that paid off. They won the ACC regular season, finishing 15-5, and they lost to Duke in the semifinals of the ACC tournament. And they followed that up by a run to the Final Four, where they lost to the eventual champion UConn Huskies. After the season, Jordan Miller was a second-round pick by the Clippers. Isaiah Wong went in the second round to the Pacers. Favor Ayer transferred to Penn State. Danilo Jovanovic transferred to Louisville. Harland Beverly transferred to Wichita State. Thomas Oosterbrook entered the portal. And Anthony Walker transferred to Indiana, which is a lot of turnover for a team that didn't have anyone transfer out the previous year. So with all that, can Miami repeat the year they just had? Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Cue the theme song.
You can see the time. Wittenberg. Oh, it's a long ways.
Draymond Green finds Lucius for the win. He got it.
One timeout. They don't take it. Oh, he got it. Oh, he got it.
Gets it in. Booker gets it off.
This one's good if it goes. Holy cow!
Jim Larrañaga is coming into year 13 in the program. Larrañaga's offensive philosophy is a mix of traditional and modern concepts. He believes in playing fast and shooting the three-pointer. He uses elements of a motion offense to create open shots, while also using a ball screen offense to create screens for his shooters to get open in a pick-and-roll game for his bigs. He combines these offensive strategies to create confusion for the defense and give his players multiple options. He wants his team to play a fast-paced, up-tempo game that creates open shots. Just like he's versatile on offense, on defense he employs multiple schemes, including a 2-3 zone, the matchup zone, and man-to-man. No matter what scheme he's using, Larrañaga's defenses are always well-coached and aggressive. His players are always communicating and playing with a high level of effort. This has made him one of the most successful defensive coaches in college basketball. Along with Larrañaga, the team returns associate head coach Bill Courtney, who's been with the team since 2019, as well as DJ Irving, who in May of 2023, following his second season at Miami, Silver Wings Media tabbed Irving to its list of 50 most impactful high major assistants in the nation. They're also joined by Coty Kimball, who's returning for a second season. So the coaching staff is all back, but with all that turmoil in the transfer portal, who will they have on the court? In the backcourt, 6-foot fourth-year junior guard Nigel Peck, who played in 35 games, missing just 2 to illness and injury, and started in each game he played, averaged 13.6 points, 2.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 1 steal per game, while shooting 44.1% on the floor, 40.4% from outside the arc, and 88% at the line. He led Miami in three-point percentage, made three-pointers with 82, and free throw percentage, while placing third in scoring, assists, and minutes. He's a great shooter from deep, solid scorer off the dribble, he handles the ball well, and he's an agile, skilled guard who projects as a second-round pick for next year's draft. He had a great year last year, and I expect to see an even bigger role this year. With the better production, he can certainly move up the draft board a little. He isn't a true point guard. He's a bit undersized for the 2 guard, so he needs to improve his rebounding. He lacks an elite first step on offense, and he needs to focus a little less on scoring and a little bit more on facilitating, but with these improvements, he certainly can get a better look from the NBA. 6'5" junior guard Wooga Poplar played in all 37 games last year, starting in 36 of them. He averaged 8.4 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 1.1 steals. He shot 47% from the floor and 37% behind the arc. He also finished second among the Hurricanes in free throw percentage, averaging 86%. He's a shooting guard with good size and athleticism who can really shoot the rock from deep. He has good handles and knows how to create space off the dribble. He's an adequate playmaker, decent scorer. He lacks an elite first step though and can be a little passive on defense. If he improves on that and his rebounding, he's poised to break out and become a national name. 6'2" sophomore guard Bensley Joseph played in all 37 games, starting 2 of them last season, where he averaged 5.3 points, 2.1 rebounds, and 2 assists. He shot 39% from three-point range, the second best on the team, placed 4th among the Hurricanes in three-pointers made. He has proven to be a valuable option for Miami on the court. I'd expect to see more minutes for him behind Pack this year, and if he does get a chance to start again, I'd expect him to really seize on that opportunity. 6'5" redshirt sophomore guard Jakari Robinson appeared in 7 contests last season, totaling 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block in 16 minutes played. Jakari is a great competitor and scorer, and he comes from a really high competitive area for basketball in the country. He was a 4-star recruit who's now had time to learn in the program. I'm not quite sure what to expect from him this year, but with some time to grow, I expect him to get some actual play time, and we can really see what he can do on the court. 6'7" junior guard Matthew Cleveland transferred in from Florida State. As a sophomore guard, Matthew Cleveland played in 11 games, where he scored 17 points, grabbed 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. He has good length for a wing, an explosive athlete with top-notch body control. He's a slasher who can specialize in making tough shots. He can keep defenses honest with his long-range shooting, but needs to improve in that area. He handles the ball well, especially in the half court. Not necessarily a playmaker for others, but he has great potential as a versatile defender. He's a top-notch rebounder for his position, and he might find himself stepping into a starting role at Miami. It really depends on how his game translates over from Florida State. He obviously wasn't a superstar or a starter over there, but coming into an upperclassman role, he definitely has the tools to improve and prove himself to be worthy of that starting role. In the front court, 6'7" freshman forward Keyshawn George from Switzerland, who's considered the number 202 overall recruit via On3. He plays number 39 overall among small forwards, and he played professionally in France for 4 years. Most recently, he put up 17.6 points, 6.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 2.4 steals per game for the U21 team in the 22-23 season. He did all that while shooting 44.7% from the floor and 73% from the line. Despite playing for a pro club, he was able to maintain his amateur status and is eligible to play in college. Keyshawn is a versatile guard who can play multiple positions, and he's a terrific shooter with unlimited range. He's a cerebral player. He's a true student of the game with a very strong basketball IQ. He has competed at a high level in France, both with and against older players, which will help him adjust physically for college basketball. Hopefully with his experience as a pro overseas, he can come in prepared to step into the ACC and contribute instantly. 6'7" incoming freshman forward Nick Cassano, a 3-year letter basketball winner, averaged 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists per game as a senior in high school, while shooting 52% from the field, 35% behind the arc, and 76% from the line. He's developed a catch and post game while steadily growing with critical aspects of his game such as above the rim finishing and the ability to finish through contact. With his face-up game and catch and shoot from 15 feet out, he's able to take rim protectors away from the post, and with his three-point range and knack for creating a shot off the dribble, he brings a rare jack-of-all-trades caliber skill set at the high school level. We'll see how that translates into the ACC. Offensively, he brings length and a multi-positional style that enables him to play between the 3 and the 5 spot. On the defensive side of the floor, he's versatile enough to switch onto guards and defend nearly every position. I'm not really sure what we can expect from him as a freshman, but maybe he fits in as a role player or deeper bench guy and really grows into the college game. 6'7" fourth-year junior Narshad Omir was third-team All-ACC last year, playing in all 37 games, making 36 starts. He averaged 13.1 points, 10 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.1 steals, and a block per game. He did all this while shooting 57% from the floor and 73% from the stripe. He posted a team-best 16 double-doubles last season and led or co-led the Hurricanes in rebounding, blocks, and field goal percentage. Omir's a big-bodied power forward/center who could find a role in the league after college as a small ball 5. He's a high-level rebounder who really knows how to use his frame to carve out space in the lane and gives a great effort on the glass. He does all the dirty work and doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. A good screener and a solid passer from the high post. He's a solid free throw shooter with a decent touch from mid-range. Projects as a player who will stretch out to three-point land at some point in his career, but that's not currently part of his game. I'd like to see him working on his three-point shot this year, and I expect him to remain as a productive starter all season. 6'9" sophomore forward AJ Casey competed in 29 games last season as a true freshman. He compiled a total of 27 points, 30 rebounds, and 6 blocks. AJ Casey's a skilled combo forward with a big-time upside. At 6'8" and probably still growing, he's got good size and excellent agility. Add that to awesome athleticism. His NBA future will depend a lot on how his perimeter game develops, both on offense and being able to guard wings on the defensive end. Casey has good instincts for the game, which really show up on the defensive end, where he reads plays well, gives good help defense, and is good at timing as a shot blocker. He gets a lot of his buckets as a result of his high-end athleticism, whether it's running the floor or getting a transition bucket, or following up shots and scoring off the offensive glass. And he's a sensational dunker who plays way above the rim. He also shows the makings of a turnaround jumper, mid-range game, and the ability to beat his man off the dribble. And he shows promise as an outside shooter with a really nice looking release. The ability to hit the step back three is huge for him. I'd expect to see a much bigger role from him this season. 6'7" incoming freshman forward Paul Jabet from France is coming off a stellar senior season in which he averaged 17 points and 10 rebounds per game and helped his team reach the Sunshine Independent Athletic Association state title game, where he earned the SIAA or Sunshine Independent Athletic Association Player of the Year and First Team All-State recognition. Paul made his mark last summer on the circuit. He owns a great frame at 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan. He's from France, so he's only been playing in the States the last few years. His versatility to drive the ball past different sized defenders is real. He possesses touch both inside and out, which makes him a creative scorer. The next step is to rebound with urgency and refine his skills, and he shows plenty of promise. He's a college-ready athlete and a skilled scorer. He scores the ball off the bounce at the rim, shows range beyond the three-point arc, projects as a player who can create a shot late in a shot clock at an NCAA level. He is effective in the mismatch forward position. He's quick enough to go around a bigger defender and can overpower a smaller wing. He excels in transition and is a great slasher who can knock down the open three when his feet are set. I'd expect to see him work into the rotation off the bench early into the season. And finally, 6'10" incoming freshman center Michael Nwoko. He's a high-energy power forward center who plays with a ton of passion, energy, and hustle. He has great length and apparently has a 7'3" wingspan with good bounce, allowing him to play bigger than his height. He scores mostly in the paint, and he's a menace around the rim. A very good offensive rebounder with a nose for the ball and all-around athletic tools to compete for rebounds against bigger players. He will add critical depth to the front line for Miami, even as a true freshman. He has a college-ready body, and if he picks up the scheme, he should be serviceable in the ACC immediately. He's rated as the 14th best center in the class. In the Nike Hoops Summit of International versus American players, he finished with 17 points and 8 rebounds. He has been praised as a high-energy player with a lot of upside. The Miami basketball roster has a good mix of experience and veterans coming into this year, and I expect to see him play a part in the rotation, and if he really excels in ACC play, he could find himself gaining minutes very quickly. Given that Miami's now been to consecutive Elite Eights, the realistic expectation for this season would be another Sweet 16. There's ample young talent that has begun to show itself during the course of last season and into their NCAA run. As for the regular season, it should be expected that they'd finish in the top 3 in the conference and at least make the ACC tournament semifinals. The starting lineup will probably be Nigel Peck, Bensley Joseph, Wooga Poplar, maybe Florida State transfer Matthew Cleveland, and at center, I'm not really sure where they're going to go there yet. The Hurricanes will continue to have one of the most experienced lineups in the country over the next few seasons. Looking at Cleveland, Joseph, and Poplar are all entering their junior season. Omier and Peck will both be seniors. Several other young players will fill up the rotation for the team. And this is a team with a lot of upside. And they're investing heavily and well in their future. Looking at from last year when Nigel Peck transferred in from Kansas State, Miami offered him an $800,000 deal from LifeWallet, a company led by outspoken Miami supporter and local lawyer John Ruiz. And I'm sure that they're going to keep doing deals like this. They just saw the success of all these investments lead to a Final Four, and that's what every single booster can dream of. So I see no reason to think Miami's going to have a drop-off in the near future. With Jim Larrañaga at the helm and the boosters ready to back the program, all I see is upside for Miami. And I'm sure they're going to keep working on other big deals to keep this program in contention. I myself have had Miami in my top 3 of the ACC this season for a while, and I would be super surprised if they don't make another deep NCAA run.